Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tricky Ricky outside the world-famous de Montfort Hall here in Leicester, named after Simon de Montfort, the Earl of Leicester, a historic place for a historic rumble. We're going to have a 16-man rumble tonight, featuring the likes of the Exterminator, Yuri Vlasov, the Hypnotist, the Terrible Turk. Who's going to come out on top? So kids, watch out. We've got some mean managers here tonight. We've got Mad Angus McGregor, the insane Scotsman. We've got Rocky Stone, boss of the Stone organisation. People not to be trusted. Watch out, there's evil about in the rumble. Here I am backstage with Rocky Stone, head of the Stone organisation. Now tell us, Rocky, tell us something about your wrestlers who are on tonight.
Well, Tricky, if I might call you Tricky, I've got three of my best wrestlers with me tonight. I have got Johnny, Mr. Muscles England. I have got probably the largest and the meanest wrestler on the circuit today, which is Malicious Mel. And I have also got, to prove that the Stone organisation is truly international, I have got Yuri Vlasov, the international and Russian undefeated star.
And what do you say about allegations in the press that a lot of your fights are fixed and that you have been involved in bribery with referees?
Well, it's very interesting, Tricky, actually. I mean, like, you know, in this country, surely we need evidence first. Nobody has ever managed to come up with any evidence for these claims. So I completely refute the lot.
And how do you answer the accusations that you take up to 75% of your wrestlers' purses?
Oh, come on, Tricky. I mean, for crying out loud, haven't you heard of expenses? I mean, I've got accommodation, I've got transport, and most importantly, I have got wrestler retraining. I believe it is very important to retrain my wrestlers so the Stone organisation wrestlers will be the best in the world.
Well, you heard it here first. Rocky Stone denies the allegations. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the Russian Bear, Yuri Vlasov, a wrestler who's never before wrestled outside the Soviet Union. Now, I understand that you've never before been beaten. Is that correct?
Da.
Do you think that any wrestler in the Western world has any chance at all of beating you?
Нет.
And why do they call you the Russian Bear?
Ah!
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here I am at ringside at the de Montfort Hall. You join us for the first bout. I'm here with co-commentator Tim Turner, who's president of the AWA. What do you think of this bout, Tim?
Well, first of all, Tricky, might I say how pleased I am to be with you this evening. And what a wonderful venue that de Montfort Hall is. It's absolutely jam-packed with fight fans, and I think they're going to enjoy this first bout.
Well, we've got Yuri Vlasov, of course, who's just coming into the ring at the moment. He's the former Soviet champion. How do you rate his chances?
Well, he's undefeated in Russia, of course, but he hasn't had that many fights over here. So personally, I'd still go for him. I think he's a winner all the way through. You've only got to look at his bulk and at his size to know that it's going to take a very big, powerful man to beat him, and I can't see that.
And there, of course, you see his manager there in the ring. That's Rocky Stone, who's looked after him since he's come out of Russia. And, of course, there are rumours, of course, that he was an ex-member of the KGB. Do you think that that's actually true?
Well, I wouldn't have thought Yuri would have been able to get away with it with his bulk and his size. You'd see him coming into your room late at night, wouldn't you? But this is annoying the crowd. Undoubtedly, they don't like to see the old Soviet Union flag here. This
Rocky
isn't the right
Stone
way.
is really not one of the most popular figures in wrestling, but there you can see he's having a go at the crowd. And now I think we're about to welcome his opponent to the ring. And there's your commentator there in the ring, your MC, Mr. Robert Hopkins, introducing, well, you'll hear yourself.
He'll get you. He is the Exterminator!
That's it, it's the Exterminator coming into the ring. The Exterminator, man who's vowed to clean up the streets, and he's starting in the ring tonight. Unbeaten, over 250 fights, completely unbeaten.
Well, he's a powerful-looking boy, isn't he? I would say, looking at him, that probably Yuri Vlasov has got something to worry about this evening. But between him and Rocky, they're giving him a discerning look now. They're not bothered in the slightest.
They call him the human torpedo. He's the people's champion and really a favourite tonight.
Well, he's certainly going down a storm here, isn't he, in the ring at de Montfort Hall. But I'd be interested to see what he's got underneath that leather jacket. I mean, is he really as powerful as he looks?
Well, I think you'll see when he takes the jacket off now. I mean, there is a man. You don't get into that kind of condition without really working out. I think it's a good example to children. They can see that that man has put a lot of work to get himself in the shape that he is today.
I'm impressed, Ricky. I'm impressed, I must say. And he looks like he means business to me. He's obviously psyched himself out in the changing rooms earlier on. In fact, I was out there earlier on looking at him, and he actually spends 10 minutes in total silence before he comes to the ring.
That's quite incredible. It's quite incredible. The crowd are really on the edge of their seats. Your referee there, of course, is Mr. Dean Allen, and he's straight in with a forearm punch there, and Viasov is on the ropes. Well, he's certainly looking in trouble.
Oh, that's punishing. That is punishing. But personally, I can see the fight going a long, long way.
Oh. Look at that. We can see it again. I mean, that was quite incredible.
What a power lift. And a bad fall for Yuri, I think. Let's have one more look at that.
You can see how he takes the power there. He takes all the weight there in his arms, and there is a man who's tough. I think he's unbeatable, the Exterminator.
Oh, no, I think Yuri will come back from this. I think he's feigning, and he'll come back, and obviously his power, his bulk, will cause problems for the Exterminator.
He has been undefeated, but the Exterminator is straight in there, and he's lifting him up. He could go into a backslam, which of course is one of the Exterminator's favourite moves. He's getting the crowd going. He's asking the crowd, shall he go for it? And yes! Oh, that was painful, Tim. That was.
Let's have another look at that one. That's a bad backdrop for Yuri.
I don't think he'll recover. I don't think he's got any chance.
No, I'm sure he'll be up.
No, it doesn't look like it. That's it. It's all over. And I mean, that was a shock. That was very quick, Tim.
I must say, I'm shocked. That is absolutely incredible. This man looked to be very, very powerful. And, oh my God, what's happening here?
Well, he's picked up Rocky Stone. I've never seen
no,
I
wouldn't have thought he'd do the same to Rocky Stone. He'd be asking for a lawsuit if he did that to Rocky Stone.
He's done, Tim. He's done it, and Rocky Stone looks out for the count. And I mean, this is incredible. None of them will recover. He walks over him. The Exterminator has exterminated once again. He's cleaned up the streets. He vowed to do it, and he's done it.
I don't think we've heard the end of this, Tricky. I think this could end up in court. I don't think for one moment that Rocky Stone was expected to be picked up and knocked out in the ring at the Montfort Hall.
Out for the count. The Exterminator is leaving the ring now. The crowd are going wild. This man is unbeatable. I would say that he's the people's champion. He's the world champion. Unbeatable. And Yuri Viasov is out. He's out cold, virtually. I mean, that man won't recover.
I think we'll hear about this in court, Tricky. You don't expect to come in the ring and be knocked out like that.
I'm here with one of the most amazing and charismatic figures of the ring, the Hypnotist, who's now going to give a demonstration of his powers.
Kiss Tricky Ricky.
Ladies and gentlemen, a quite amazing example of the Hypnotist's power. You think your opponent has absolutely no chance at all.
He can't match my power. He's a turkey.
Unbeatable. We'll find out. Any chance of giving me another kiss?
Bout number 2, and into the ring comes the Hypnotist. This man is shrouded with mystery. Not a lot known about this man at all. Any comment, Tim?
Well, I happen to know this chap because I've seen him wrestle before. He is awesome. His powers are incredible, they're mysterious. You'll notice that captivating Carol, who's carrying his crystal ball behind him, holds most of the mystery.
Well, what is that crystal ball? I mean, can you explain that?
Well, the Hypnotist spent a lot of time abroad. In fact, he's known to have gone to Kathmandu and studied hypnotism. And from there, he's brought that back into wrestling.
So he actually uses his powers in the ring?
He does, and we've held 1 or 2 inquiries about this within the AWA, and 1 or 2 wrestlers have been upset. But he considers it a legitimate move to be able to hypnotise people in the ring.
Rocky Stone is still lying there prostrate in the ring. I don't know, presumably the ambulance men will be removing him, but the Hypnotist appears to be moving over that way. I don't quite know what's going to happen here. Rocky Stone obviously can't remain there during the bout. Maybe you can take us through this, Tim.
Well, I think we're going to see something incredible now. I think we're actually going to see...
There is the ball.
The Hypnotist bring Rocky Stone back to consciousness?
Well, I don't think we've seen anything like this in a wrestling ring before. Look at that, the amazing example of the Hypnotist's powers. He raises Rocky Stone to his feet. I mean, that's quite incredible. Rocky Stone was out for the count. He's now been up on his feet, and he looks perfectly okay. He seems to be recovering.
Now, weren't you absolutely astonished at the speed at which he was able to manufacture that particular move?
That is quite incredible. I mean, really, what opponent would stand a chance? And who is his opponent tonight on the bill? I think it is the Terrible Turk, who will soon be coming into the ring. Do we know much about the Terrible Turk?
He's vicious. He is vicious. He also has a very vicious manageress in the shape and size of Luscious Laura, not somebody
very mean, a very mean reputation. But there have been rumours, of course, that he's not actually totally in shape at the moment.
Who, the Terrible Turk?
That's right.
No, I wouldn't say that was necessarily true. I think Luscious Laura has been whipping him into shape over the last couple of months. In fact, I know they've been out of ringside for a couple of months, and she's taken him away to a private retreat in Switzerland in order to bring him back into shape. She's absolutely convinced.
And here they come into the ring. There is the Terrible Turk, led by his manageress, Luscious Laura, and...
He's mean, isn't he? He's mean.
He is mean, but I'm not sure that he's in the best conditioning that he could possibly be. I think he tends to take his opponents rather easily. He's convinced of his own ability, but I think he's going to have a tough time against these supernatural powers of the Hypnotist tonight.
It may well be that's the case, Tricky, but it depends on whether or not the Hypnotist feels he needs to use them. Sometimes he comes in the ring and he wins just through legitimate moves.
I see. But it's wrestling is what we're here for today, and there is the Turk, and the crowd aren't liking him. The Hypnotist, I would put the Hypnotist favourite, but actually the Turk is looking in better condition than I thought.
I think he looks fabulous, Tricky. He looks fabulous. Those biceps, those forearms. I see we're back on Luscious Laura again, and in fact she looks fabulous as well.
Oh, and they're straight off. Hypnotist posting the Turk there. We can see this again now.
This is and he's switched it. That's a marvellous move. Obviously, the Terrible Turk wasn't expecting that reverse posting.
Well, we can see it there. And he's straight to the stomach. There's a forearm to the stomach.
He's asking the crowd now, should he follow up with a number of forearm smashes? There they go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I always find that rather a salutary lesson for the crowd.
He's straight. I find the Turk style a rather dour style in the ring. He doesn't really endear himself to the fans.
I don't think he's followed that up quickly enough, Tricky. If he'd followed that up a bit quicker, I'm absolutely convinced he would have had the Terrible Turk out of this ring and out of this match within a minute of it starting, and he'd have taken Luscious Laura back with him. And all that work they would have done in Switzerland would have been a total waste of time. Terrible Turk's following him up now. He's going for a body press. He hasn't got it. No, he's rolled him off. He's pushed him back. This isn't looking so good. Oh, and that's
quite vicious.
That's not good news for the Hypnotist. He may well have to resort to his powers, I would have thought. He looks to be in a lot of trouble already.
A lot of trouble, and surely this is an opportunity for him to go and use his
magic ball. Vicious
posting there that really must have knocked the stuffing out of him.
You know, I don't think he looks so fit, the Hypnotist. He looks a bit worrying to me.
Well, yes, I think you're right.
I've heard rumours that the amount of money he's been earning has obviously caused his lifestyle to change somewhat. In fact, he's looking for early help from the crystal ball.
Is this something he does just when he's in trouble?
What, the crystal ball?
That's right.
It is, and he's gone for it very early in the match. I don't think he's fit. I think that maybe we ought to call a doctor ringside and check this out. I think those heavy head blows have already caused him
up to his usual substandard.
That was hurt. That definitely hurt him.
And there you can see the crystal ball, and his assistant is calling him over.
Captivating Carol.
That's right.
And he's gone for it earlier on.
And he's gone for it. And now you can see he's gained some kind of awesome power here, and he's moving over to the Turk. And what is the effect on the Turk? The Turk looks completely captivated. Luscious Laura, and she's into the ring. She doesn't like this. She believes it's against the rules, and she's startled the Turk back to his feet. And he came back in with a
forearm smash. He wasn't expecting that. He's going to need to go back to that ball for a lot more power. Now, you see what I mean there about that move? I mean, do you think that was legitimate or not?
Well, I think it gives him a slightly unfair advantage But the Turk seems to be coping quite well. As you say, the Hypnotist is not in that good shape at all. He's looking, well, rather large.
He doesn't look as if he's trained that well over the last couple of months, I must admit. But
Right.
knowing he's got those powers, maybe he's over-reliant on those powers now. Maybe
right.
that's his biggest problem. And there's a knee drop. He's got him.
Oh, that's very vicious. The Turk is actually working the Hypnotist very well. He's going for it. He's going for it now. 1, 2, and the Hypnotist managing to push him off.
He's still obviously got the power. He's got enough to force him through. But I must say, the terrible Turk's looking a lot better since he spent his time in Switzerland.
That's right. The Hypnotist.
Why is he called the terrible Turk, Tricky?
Well, I believe the rumours...
Oh, he's following. He's following. He's going for the reverse. And kicked out.
Well, there have been rumours, of course, that he was part of the secret police in Istanbul. Whether these are correct, I don't know. There are only rumours, naturally. But he's always lacked two things to get to the top. Talent and ambition, so they say.
Well, I think that's a bit tough on him. He's looking very good. That's a big drop. He's fallen badly. He's pushed him right over the top of his shoulders. He's fallen down on the rope. Luscious Laura isn't happy about that at all. She thinks it was an illegal use of the rope. And I think he's going to throw him out. He's throwing him out the ring. He obviously doesn't feel he should be in the ring with him. That's fair enough. That's fair comment, because I don't think the Hypnotist is fit enough to be in the ring with him, personally.
No, I think you're right.
There's a contretemps. The referee is... she's followed up, I think, the Hypnotist. She's gone for the scratch on his back, which nobody noticed, which obviously the kids noticed ringside. And he's gone to the ball.
And look at that. And she's totally frozen to the spot. Totally frozen. She's come
under the spell. And the thing is, can he make that happen with the referee? And he has. The referee stopped counting. This is incredible. The whole crowd have been silenced here this evening in the Montfort Hall. We are watching something rather spectacular.
Well,
the Hypnotist has used his extraordinary powers.
And look at the arrogance of the man, the way he strides round the ring. He can take his time. He knows he's got the battle won. I mean, do you think he's going to try and finish this off now, Tim?
Well, I think he has. I think it's tantalising power through his fingertips that allow him to do this sort of move. This is what we looked at. We investigated this, we've looked at past tapes, and we absolutely believe that the power is emanating from within inside the man. And so therefore it is legitimate.
That's right.
You can't really argue with this. This is legitimate wrestling, and I think he's done it obviously through training, the training that he had in Catman.
Tim, this is amazing. The Turk is completely down. The Hypnotist is taking his time.
He's brought the referee round.
That's right, and he's going
to go for a count. He's going to do it. He's going to finish him off. I think it's all over. Referee's unsure of what's happened. 1, 2, 3. It's all over.
All over. All
There's
over
the
once
ring.
Again. The Turk, the terrible Turk, well, terribly beaten. And he's striding around. That man, he owns the ring.
I'd like to see the Hypnotist take on Psycho Spartacus.
Oh, I think he'd have a tough battle there. And already they're complaining. Once again, the rules have been brought into question. Luscious Laura is complaining, but there's no answer. The referee has given his verdict. The winner is the Hypnotist.
She may well be calling for an inquiry.
I don't think it's going to happen. The Turk is complaining now. The whole fight has ended in controversy, but the result remains the same. The Hypnotist is the winner.
Well, I'm here with the manager, Mad Angus McGregor, and one of his wrestlers, his top wrestlers, Spartacus. Now, Angus, tell us something about Spartacus.
Oh, he's just the Latin blood that runs through his veins. He's a killer instinct. Oh, tonight, that little Hawkman, he's in for one hell of a shock, because we're going to pluck away at him.
And you don't think the Hawk has any chance at all of beating
How
this
dare
man?
you talk? Chance? What chance does he have against this strong beast of a man? Tell me, how dare you justify that question?
Well, I understand, and there's no need to get too worked up about this.
Worked up? You're getting my blood redder and redder.
What I really wanted to ask you is to answer the allegations about your Scottish heritage. A lot of people say that you're not from Scotland. In fact, that you're from Birmingham.
How dare you? How dare anybody say that I'm not Scottish? And how dare any person to come anywhere near me and justify it and say that I'm not Scottish?
Well, Angus, let me just call you Angus. I need to ask about the Xterminator. Now, I understand that he actually finished your ring career, and that is why you have gone into management. Is that true?
You mentioned the Xterminator.
Yes, I did.
I'm getting angry. Oh, when I get my hands near that bloke, I'm going to rip him apart. That's why I have started to train the meanest, powerfulest wrestlers in Europe, in the world!
He is
And
quoted
no,
as saying that your
how
wrestlers
dare
are
you
wimps.
interrupt me?
Now, is this actually true? Your wrestlers are wimps? Can you answer that?
Spartacus, speak and tell this wimp what we do to little tricky dickies when they're asking tricky dicky questions.
I'm just actually trying to push
Silence! Spartacus is going to speak.
I'm gonna kill anybody who gets in our way.
Ah, did you hear that? Death,
That
destruction.
is the message. Death, destruction,
Exterminator!
kill.
Wait! I'm coming for you!
Okay, here we are, ringside bout number 3. I'm still here with Tim Turner as we welcome into the ring young Hawk.
Has always liked going for walks in the forest for unknown reasons. But they like him here this evening, don't they?
That's right. He donates, I believe, a lot of his purses to charity. A lot of charity work. They do call him Mr. Charity. A fine athlete, former lifeguard.
You don't think there's a bit of a mismatch here this evening, then, Turkey?
Well, I think he's going to be in trouble with the weight. Of course, his opponent is much bigger, much tougher.
I believe his speciality move, the drop kicks, helped him out a lot of times when he's been
That's
against
right.
bigger men. And obviously his speed and agility comes into play.
In the ring, and there he steps into the ring to much applause. Well loved, a revered figure of the ring.
Maybe too nice, Tricky.
I think so. He may not have that mean streak to finish his opponents off, but he's always denied that, and we're going to see tonight. What of his opponent?
Well, he's just being introduced at the moment, Psycho Spartacus, and he'll no doubt enter the ring with his manager, Mad Angus McGregor. You seem to be having a hard time backstage there, Tricky.
Yes, well, Angus McGregor is he's a tough man to talk to. It's a very, and there they are. You can see Angus McGregor. This man, a very big mouth. I mean, he could eat a banana sideways. He's got such a big mouth. And he's leading. There he is, Psycho Spartacus. Well, this is a mean wrestler, very mean. Not a lot known about this man. He has a very mysterious past, but I can assure you, he's one of the toughest, most vicious people in the ring today.
Well, he certainly looks vicious, to say the least. Now, didn't Angus McGregor wrestle himself previously? Hasn't he had problems with the Exterminator?
That's right.
Isn't there a rumour that the whole of his destiny, the whole of his life, and for the next couple of years, he's determined to get his own back on the Exterminator?
Well, of course, that's right. The Exterminator finished his career and he's vowed to get back, and this is his protege, Psycho Spartacus, and he's almost wrestling for him, I think you'd see. And there they go into the ring. He's determined to get his own back. He thinks Psycho Spartacus can be the world champion, and there he is, Angus McGregor, going into the ring. I think young Hawk's got a tough time today.
Oh, he's taken the microphone.
And yes, he likes to address the crowds. He certainly does. And Psycho Spartacus' parents would be proud to see him here today. Of course, they thought he was in prison. But he looks in excellent shape.
He's ridiculing young Hawk. I don't think that will work in his favour. I think that's probably going to go against him, and that's exactly what the young Hawk will need to fire himself up for this match. I think this is a bad move by Mad Angus, and if I was the referee, I would get on with the match now before anything vicious happens. And it already has. He's moved in.
Off. Already, this brings wrestling really into disrepute, doesn't it?
Well, he's followed him in straight away. He's gone across the ropes, and that is magnificent.
That is an amazing. I mean, it's going to be a roughhouse out there, isn't it?
That was a high clothesline. He's called him. Perfect drop. And does he follow it up?
Oh, yes. Yes, he's panning. I think he's going to take a lot of punishment today, young Hawk. And he's already been posted there.
I've already said that it's a mismatch.
Yes, I think you're probably right. I think he's going to make very short work of him, Psycho Spartacus. And look, he's straight in. Oh, and that's a blow to the stomach. And he loves inflicting pain, Psycho Spartacus. He really enjoys it.
Well, he's obviously got that from his manager.
That's right. Angus McGregor.
Playing to the crowd. He's enjoyed it. He knows he's got a win on the card already.
Right.
I've said before, this is a mismatch. I personally don't think that young Hawk should be in the ring with him.
I agree totally with you, Tim.
Another clothesline, a magnificent leap. He's caught him square across the shoulder. I think he's going to be out.
We can see it again.
Let's see the height that
Off the
Psycho
ropes.
gets.
Look at that.
For a man of his size.
That's right, the power, the ferocious power of the man. He's so quick.
Angus milking the crowd.
That's right.
He's saying, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. He's looking for support. Looking for support for Psycho. Psycho's following it up. Coming across.
Look at that.
He's got him. The knee drop.
Oh.
A reverse knee drop. Back of the neck. Looking good. I think he should follow this up and finish it off and take young Hawk out of the ring and send him back to Sherwood Forest.
Well, he likes to slow it down, Psycho Spartacus. He knows he can finish it at any time. He enjoys it. He enjoys it. Why finish it off when you're enjoying yourself? He likes to play to the crowd. And once again, I think it's going to be another knee drop. Oh, those are painful.
Double knee drop into a reverse neck drop. He's hurt him. He's hurt him.
Do you think young Hawk can recover from the psychological blow there? I mean, psychological and physical. He's been taunted. And I'd say, look, Psycho Spartacus, he's bowing to the crowd. He's in unprecedented shape. Absolutely amazing. He's a true athlete.
Wonderful uppercut. I don't think he's beatable. I'd like to see Psycho actually in the ring against Xterminator.
I think that really would be a match made in heaven. I
Body
actually
slam.
Can't believe that young Hawk is still in there. I mean, the referee should actually stop it, don't you think?
I think it's time to call a halt. I don't think he can take this sort of punishment. I haven't seen him come up with one decent move yet.
Not at all. I don't think
Another
he's had the
posting.
chance. I don't think he's had the chance. I would say that this man is probably really the true world champion, Psycho Spartacus. No defeats on his record. No defeats. Not much known about him, as I said.
How does young Hawk take this punishment?
And look, there's Angus McGregor from the side of the ring.
That's an illegal move. He used his cane
referee
in
was
order
unsighted.
He got him in the back with that. Oh, I think he's going to go for a big knee.
There's the agility of young Hawk. There we are. And he's turned the tables.
There we are. I told you that's a speciality move.
There we
Drop
are.
kick right to the chest. He's knocked him back. He wasn't expecting that, was he, Psycho?
Maybe we've been writing him off too early, Tim.
Well, I always said from the beginning that the agility and speed of young Hawk would bring him back into the match. I think I've always said that, haven't I? Haven't I made it fairly clear? And there's a drop kick.
Over the top rope.
He's got him. Let's have another look at that. And you could actually hear that as it slapped into the side of the body. I bet there's a couple of ribs gone.
And he follows him out of the ring.
He's used the top of the post. Magnificent follow-up. Followed him up, two-arm smash. And he's putting the boot in. I don't blame him, basically. He's taken a lot of psychological pressure. He's taken a lot of verbal abuse from this chap. This chap's been milking the crowd. He's been obviously enjoying himself. And now it's a chance for young Hawk to get it back, and obviously the crowd are enjoying this. He's going to do a magnificent leap off the top rope.
Yeah, Psycho Spartacus doesn't know where he is. I mean, what a turnaround!
Double arm smash. I think he should follow it now and finish it off. As I always said right from the beginning, young Hawk was going to look like somebody who's going to win this.
Well, I don't know. I feel that maybe Psycho Spartacus was just taken by surprise here. I think he may come back. I mean,
very confident.
He's too tough to take this punishment for long from a lighter man. After all, he's got the weight advantage. But I think this is more about fairness and justice for young Hawk.
Third time, I think it could all be over for Psycho Spartacus.
Look at that. Oh, no, there you are. There you had it. You see, we can see this again. He gets him in the stomach, and young Hawk, I think, became too confident. His legs, well, they've gone rubbery.
Cocky.
Yes, and there Psycho Spartacus enjoying it now. Totally enjoying it. He's back on top. Totally back on top. One of the last of the great matches.
He's not happy, is he?
No.
Psycho, he's not happy. He wasn't happy about the fact that he was caught with that reverse kick earlier on. And those leaps off of the top post have obviously upset Psycho. He's going, I think the referee should be moving in now. This is a mismatch. I said this earlier. And you can see that it's true.
That's it. Young Hawk had a chance to come back there, but I think Psycho Spartacus was just looking to regroup there.
I think you only get one chance against
right.
Psycho.
That's
my goodness me. And there's the reverse. Shoulder slam. I think it's all over.
Yeah, he looks like an accident waiting to happen. He won't recover from this. I would be very, very surprised.
I wouldn't have put him in the ring with Psycho Spartacus if I'd been managing him.
That's right. I think Angus McGregor knew all along that this was going to be an easy fight for him, and it's just once again cementing Psycho Spartacus' reputation as the People's World Champion. I mean, I don't think he's universally loved, but look, he's going now for another smash now. This is one of Psycho Spartacus' favourite moves. Here we can see it'll go to the head, and this should finish it, I would think.
It's a knee drop.
It's
knee drop's coming up, tricky.
Look at that.
Magnificent power. pure wrestling expertise from Psycho Spartacus.
Exactly.
What is he doing in the ring with Psycho Spartacus? It's a mismatch.
It is. There'll be no arrow escape for young Turk.
Well, he will have to take flight from the ring, undoubtedly.
Oh, look at that leap. That you won't see that really from any other wrestler. He's finishing it off. I think this is the end. The referee counted 1, 2, and is it all over? Yes, it is. I would say a mismatch. Totally.
Angus McGregor enjoyed this, didn't he?
He did.
He knows that he has to get past wrestlers like Young Hawk, who, let's face it, weren't really up to it this evening, to get at the Exterminator.
We can see it again. See how he finishes the match off. He leaps from the ropes. Look at him. Look at him. Top wrestler. And there's Young Hawk beaten. But one has got to give credit to the lad. I mean, he does a lot of work for charity.
Because he only came back for a couple of minutes and he gave it his best shot.